Quotes sheet examples. We're going to be looking at how to use your quote sheet so that you can pick the best quotes that will connect to your specific points of comparison and also to the element of dystopia that you're going to talk about in each paragraph. So, first thing we want to remember is that you're going to use direct quotes of either narration or dialogue. A quote does not necessarily mean that it has to have quotations around it. It doesn't have to be spoken by the characters. It could be narration by the narrator as well, but it should support the points in each of your paragraphs. You should have at least 3 quotes in the entire paper, but you need to have at least 1 quote, direct quote, in each body paragraph. So if you have 2 in one body paragraph and 1 in another and none in a third paragraph, then you're going to be losing points even if you have strong quotes, because you have to show me that you can support each paragraph idea using direct evidence from the text. You need to have read the book, obviously, so don't please be saying, Mr. Zavos, what's a good quote for this? Because I'll say, I don't know. You've read the novel. You tell me. If you know what you're looking for but you can't find it, please ask and I will try to give you the page number if I can remember where it is, or at least get you close. Now, let's look at an example. Let's talk about a possible point of comparison would be the view of books in the novel and in our society. And I might be trying to connect that to the element of dystopia. Information, independent thought, and freedom are restricted. So I found my quote on page 42 in the hard book where Beatty says, "Where's your common sense? None of these books agree with each other. You've been locked up here for years with a regular damned Tower of Babel." And I think this would be a good quote possibly for me to use in that, because it talks about why they restrict freedom and independent thought, because they're trying to make everything uniform. They want everything to conform. Hey, there's another element of dystopia that I might be able to use this quote with, because it talks about how the reason why they want things to conform is that it doesn't create conflict, and ideas in books often conflict with one another. A second point of comparison, if I was looking at my second body paragraph, if I'm looking at technology, and maybe the element of dystopia that I'm going to try to prove is that propaganda is used to control the citizens of society. So I think it's on page 85, the first quote that I might use for this is, "Lord, how they've changed it in our parlor walls these days. Christ is one of the family now. I often wonder if God recognizes his own son the way we've dressed him up. Or is it dressed him down? He's a regular peppermint stick now, all sugar crystal and saccharin, when he isn't making veiled references to certain commercial products that every worshiper absolutely needs." So this quote by Faber helps to show, I think, and I could talk about how it shows that they are utilizing the parlor walls, that technology, to sell product to people, to get people to see their religion in a certain way, and this is a symptom of the entire society. Now, if you'll notice on the sheets that I gave you, there are spaces for 2 quotes for every body paragraph. Even though you only have to have 1, my expectation is that you find at least 2 for each body paragraph. And then that way you can either use both or you pick the best one of those 2 to use. But to get full credit on the quote sheet, you need to have 6 quotes on there.